And then most recently, we've gotten into investing in stores. And it's been really fun for me to sort of crack open that book, right? And really dig in and try to understand what the important levers are, what you have to set and forget, you know, and then what you can tweak, how often you can tweak that, some of the variable expenses. And with retail, one of the big ones is inventory.
Mm.
And I think that sort of brought us back together, and I've been able to sit in on your audit calls and the demos and just sort of be really amazed by what you have built and how you're presenting it and how you're showing value from that first meeting. Even with the people who've been working on that spreadsheet for 6 years, and
They're attached to it. They love it, and
yeah,
we love it.
it's
They've done
like
a great
that
job.
is like who they are, is that
Yep.
darn spreadsheet. And God bless
Yeah.
them, it's super valuable, but it has limitations. And
Yep.
I would encourage anybody out there who is in charge of inventory to to sign up for an audit and see
Yeah.
how things, how what Happy Cabbage will find varies from what they have and they see. And I think there's some neat things that you're doing with technology that um, creates opportunity even beyond that 6-year-old, you know, pivot table,
Yep.
multiple pivot table spreadsheet that
They're impressive. I mean, I've got some of the most impressive spreadsheets I've ever seen on my desktop right now because they're
yeah.
running 10, 15 locations and a central distribution off a spreadsheet that sometimes won't even open on my laptop. But it's impressive what they've done. It's limiting.
Yeah.
They're boxed in by the technology.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I know Brad said this at the top. It's low risk, and I think that's
Yeah.
maybe we'll weave this into your experience. You saw, 100 companies through there. We're definitely one of the few that I've seen like get to the free trial stage. Like I feel like that's something, and everybody's, sensitive to contracts in this space, and everybody's been burned
Mhm.
by technology in this space, and there's a lot of promises. And I don't think, I would say I don't think there's necessarily like a lot of fraud out there. I think they're best intention promises, and people are excited about what they can build and what they want to build. And then a lot of times the reality doesn't quite hit.
Mhm.
And obviously, we all use technology outside of cannabis, like free trials, try before you buy is just as tried and true as it gets. And I just feel like we don't see it as much in our industry, where we're just like, load up your data, use it.
Well, I mean, I think you're right. Inventory is a big line item in a store's expense set, so it's worth, I think, probing a little bit more. And if you are someone who's managing 15 stores and a spreadsheet that can barely open up on your laptop, I mean, hopefully you're doing a great job, and these businesses are going to grow. And at some point, those spreadsheets won't open up on your
Yeah.
laptop anymore. So you need to like kind of think ahead a couple of steps, but also like how can you make it more efficient? How could you bring on, you know, 8 more stores and not
Yeah.
have a mental meltdown, or have your laptop meltdown because
Yeah.
it's just like crashing nonstop because of this giant spreadsheet, which is probably incredible, but there might be a better way. And like that conversation I was having with the entrepreneur this morning who's developing this sort of large AI platform for the cannabis industry, he was talking about his trial customers, right? They're saving 3 people per location, but they haven't let anyone go. Now they're
Mm,
like, okay, the management's like, oh, great, we can actually deliver on that sort of promise to the investors that we're going to continue to open up more locations. So
yeah.
it's like if you can take out some of the expense, right, you can expand faster
Yeah.
because you're just more powerful. You can do more. And I think that's where people should be approaching AI in their business and their work every day, is like, how does this enable me to do better as a professional, to do
Hmm.
more efficiently, and frankly support the strategic direction of my company that I work for or I own. And I
Yeah.
just, I know there's a lot of chatter and there's a lot of fear out there, but this is really powerful stuff. And the people that lean in and become masters of it will hold that power going forward. They're not going to lose it, right?
Right.
It's
Yep.
you still need a lot of expertise in managing inventory as a relationship management as well, and
Hmm.
knowing where to push, where to let go, where to like collect those credits, when to redeem them. It's an art as much as it is a science. And like you guys have done a great job leaning into that.